This is The Scoop for Monday.
I'm Sean Canan with the WMNF News headlines. Florida's 2024 legislative session ended on Friday. During the 60-day session, the Republican-controlled House and Senate passed a number of high-profile bills, including a $117 billion budget, a heavily debated measure aimed at outlawing euphoria-inducing hemp products, and a controversial plan that would bar cities and counties from allowing people experiencing homelessness to sleep in some public places. Other bills that passed include a plan to forbid kids under 14 from having some social media accounts and legislation that would loosen work restrictions on 16 and 17-year-olds. Senate President Kathleen Passidomo says the session was a victory for all Floridians.
Every single member of the Florida House and Senate has worked on key initiatives that will keep Florida the free, beautiful, and prosperous state we cherish.
However, Democrats say the 2024 session was a setback for Floridians. House Minority Leader Fentress Driscoll feels many people are worse off than before session.
We had the opportunity and the space and the bandwidth and the air to do something magnificent for the people of Florida, and we didn't. For me, this legislative session is all about missed opportunities.
Several controversial bills did not pass, including legislation aimed at preventing local governments from removing historical monuments and restricting the types of flags flown at schools and other public buildings. The monuments bill would have prevented the removal of memorials to the Confederacy. The flags bill would have prevented the display of LGBTQ pride flags. Leaders at several colleges in Manatee and Sarasota counties spoke at a nonpartisan political forum last week. WMNF's Chris Young reports an otherwise non-controversial discussion got interesting when the question of diversity came up.
Leaders at New College, Ringling College of Art and Design, State College of Florida, and USF Sarasota Manatee spoke. One of the key issues was diversity, equity, and inclusion programs. Richard Corcoran is the president of New College in Sarasota.
The program has been an abject failure.
New College received national attention because of changes at the school after Governor Ron DeSantis appointed conservative trustees. Corcoran has repeatedly spoken out against diversity efforts in Florida. He referenced a portion of Harvard's DEI statement, saying it tells certain students they're not welcome.
The opening line of these DEI programs says we actively recruit and welcome these students. And if you're not those students, you are not welcome, you're not accepted. And you know what they don't include? You know what they don't include? Read it.
Dr. Karen Holbrook is the regional chancellor of the University of South Florida Sarasota Manatee campus. She downplayed the state's restrictions on DEI, saying they're not as draconian as they sound.
There are many things that sound like they're really going to shut down a lot of what we do that won't.
She says the DEI director of the school has switched roles.
He has now become a student success advocate or a student success leader, which is exactly what he's been doing anyway.
The leaders also discussed education funding and the future of higher ed. For WMNF News, I'm Chris Young in Sarasota.
This month is recognized as Colorectal Cancer Awareness Month in Tampa. WMNF's Colleen Cole reports this cancer is considered the number 2 killer in men and women in the U.S.
Ken McDonald is an advocate in Tampa who has stage 4 colorectal cancer. McDonald says there are 2 good ways to avoid this type of cancer. One is early detection. This is done through screening, and the recommended age was just lowered from 50 to 45. The other way is to be your own advocate with doctors, even if it means getting different opinions from many doctors.
If you have any symptoms like blood in your stool, weight loss, chills, night sweats, anything like that, irregular bowel movements, anything along those lines, my suggestion, no matter what your age, you should talk to your doctor.
For WMNF News, I'm Colleen Cole.
It will be partly cloudy, breezy, and warm today with highs in the high 70s. Tonight, partly cloudy with overnight lows in the mid-50s, and tomorrow sunny and hot with highs in the low 80s. I'm Sean Canan with the WMNF News headlines.
This is The Scoop, recorded at WMNF Tampa.